After doing some research for my next video, I was amazed to find out how many people believe in some of the stupidest theories I have ever heard. And the problem is that it isn't just one or two people who believe them, but a whole bunch. So, in today's video, I want to share with you 10 of the stupidest theories that people believe about Squid Game. And trust me, it was very hard for me to rank them because of their sheer improbability. At this moment, according to the fandom, Squid Game is like one big family game, but instead of Monopoly, they play the deadliest game. And apparently, everyone is now a VIP. Coming in at number 10, and trust me, this is the most plausible theory on this list, is the idea that Jack and Jill will be featured as one of the next games. Why? Because at the end of the final season, we're shown two dolls, and people must have thought, hey, they look like Jack and Jill. Imagine how low the bar must be if this theory is considered the least stupid on the list. We are literally given the names of the two dolls, Young-hee and Cheol-soo, yet some people insist they are Jack and Jill. I think those who still believe this theory were only watching Squid Game as background noise. Jack and Jill isn't even a game, it's a nursery rhyme. All the games featured so far were childhood games, more specifically Korean childhood games. So how can a nursery rhyme fit into this category? Moving on, there's the theory that Dae-ho is actually a VIP and that he was using his PTSD episode as an excuse. The main argument for this theory is that Dae-ho didn't appear in the first game, and when the first voting scene took place and his number, 388, was called, another person appeared out of the crowd. This scene was a continuity mistake on Netflix and is not proof that Dae-ho wasn't in the games up until that point. If Dae-ho were a VIP who entered the game later, how would he have taken the real 388 spot? Would he wait in the bathroom and kill the person to take his place, then randomly appear in the dorm? There's no way that wouldn't draw a ton of attention. And secondly, why would he risk his life during the rebellion? The frontman had his reasons. He was responsible for the games and their continuation. The VIPs only cared about the show. In my opinion, they don't give a shit about the frontman. To them, he's just another employer. If something went wrong and Gi-hun's rebellion succeeded, they would leave the island and trigger bombs that would kill everyone there. Dae-ho joining the rebellion won't guarantee his survival. Continuing with another stupid VIP theory, which too many people discuss and far too many still believe, is that Min-soo is a VIP. Where did this theory originate? It began when you Google Squid Game cast and find an actor from season 1 named David Lee, who played VIP 3, the dear one. Min-soo is played by Lee Da-wit, so some people somehow confuse Lee Da-wit with David Lee and claim that he is actually a VIP. They literally believe that Google just spoiled Netflix's most popular show by revealing the biggest plot twist ever. Are those people for real? Their names aren't even the same. We have David Lee and Lee Da-wit. Although misunderstandings are common, I'm still amazed at how fiercely so many people defend this theory. I don't even know how to start debunking it, because there is nothing to debunk. They're two different people, and that's all. Another crazy theory is that No Yul is the sister of Sae Byuk. Why must everyone in this series be related? I swear people take the most insignificant parts of the show and think they're onto something, but they forget the major elements of the plot. This theory stems from the fact that both characters are from North Korea and were searching for a boy, suggesting that they are sisters and are actually looking for the same missing person. They also share a similar surname, Kang, and note that No-ul means sunset, while Sae Byuk means dawn. And the fans suggest that the director would have given them opposite names if they weren't related. First of all, neither character mentions having a sister. And secondly, which is the most important part, back in season 1, when we learn Sae Byuk's story, she tells Gi-hun that her dad died trying to escape, her mom made it to China, and her brother ended up in an orphanage. If there were any other family members, she would have mentioned them to Gi-hun. She already said her father was dead, so if her sister were missing, she would have mentioned that too. At number 6, we have the last VIP on our list, and no, it won't be player 100, although this is yet another stupid theory that many people believe. Another popular theory suggests that Jang Geum-ja is not only a VIP, but that she is actually Il-nam's wife. The two main arguments for this theory are that she is old and that the guards allowed her to keep her hairpin. Now let me explain something to those who are wondering why the guards allowed certain people to keep some objects while others did not. In this season, we saw that the guards didn't confiscate Thanos' drugs or the old lady's hairpin, but they did know about Gi-hun's implant in his tooth. Quick note, the captain wasn't the one who told the frontman about this. He only learned about the implant on the way to the pin's location. All of the players are undressed, scanned, and implanted with a Squid Game chip. Squid Game was created for the VIPs to have fun, and the reason some players are allowed to keep certain items is that it increases both the fun and the unpredictability of the game. Gi-hun's implant, on the other hand, represents a real threat to the game's creators because it can expose their location. This is why it was removed. This is the only reason the old lady was allowed to keep her hairpin. Imagine the twist. The biggest dude out there targets an innocent old lady. In his mind, she is an easy target, and he won't take her seriously. But surprise! When he isn't careful, the old lady pulls out her knife and kills him. Now we are moving on to the big five, and things are going to get so absurd that you might feel like In-ho, losing all hope in humanity. Maybe this is the secret purpose and dark truth behind Squid Game. To make us realize that many people don't have brains and aren't capable of reasoning. At number 5, we have the theory that Jo Yuri, player 2-2, will give birth in season 3. I swear, people who believe this have no basic knowledge of anatomy or how babies come into the world. They think that you have sex, get pregnant the next day, and then deliver the baby the following week. All the action in Squid Game takes place over the course of 1 week. Each game happens on a different day, 6 days in total. How on earth could someone who is just at the start of her pregnancy give birth in 1 week? How do I know she's in the early stages of her pregnancy? First of all, she wanted to get an abortion, which you can only do during the first few months. Secondly, she was surprised when the old lady noticed she was pregnant, meaning it was barely visible. And thirdly, when she asked Gi-hun to let her join his team during the 6-legged race, she had to specify that she was with child. Trust me, if you saw a pregnant woman who was due next week, you'd recognize it. Biologically speaking, there is no way she could give birth in season 3, so people should really drop this theory. Number 4 is taken by the incredible theory that In-ho is Il-nam's son, and not only that, he is also Gi-hun's brother. The reason? He cannot drink plain milk. How could so many people believe this theory? It's beyond me. First of all, we don't even know if the front man can't actually drink plain milk. Maybe he can, but he wanted to take care of the pregnant lady. The only reason he gave his milk was that he wanted to get close to Gi-hun. There's a well-known fact in psychology that if you want to gain someone's trust, you mimic their actions. This is exactly what In-ho did here. In season 1, Gi-hun gave his milk to Ali because he couldn't drink plain milk. In season 2, In-ho gave his milk to Jo Yuri using the same excuse. The so-called milk evidence isn't even evidence. Il-nam said, "You are just like my son," referring to his pickiness and stubbornness rather than implying that he's lactose intolerant. I have a video where I go into more depth about proving how this theory has no solid ground, and I'll link it in the video description if you still aren't convinced. Now the last 3 theories are the Holy Grail. All of them deserve first place, and I didn't even believe these were actually theories. I thought they were only made for memes, but nope, some people really do believe them. Let's start with the theory that Gi-hun is Thanos' father. The argument is that Thanos said about Gi-hun, when he started warning everybody before the first game, that Gi-hun sounded like his father, saying there's a bug inside his head. And people went crazy about this, claiming it was too random for Thanos not to have a deeper meaning. Dude, he just wanted to hit on that girl. That's all there is to it. His father isn't some previous winner who used his money to jumpstart his career. It's also somehow funny that in second place, we have another theory regarding Thanos, that he's still alive. Do I really need to tell you how stupid this theory is? Even the Infinity Stones couldn't help him after we saw him getting a freaking fork down his throat and bleeding out. How is this even a theory? I understand that you might like the character and find him funny, but being so delusional as to believe he's still alive is just absurd. And for number one, we have...
I am your father.
Trust me, this is a real theory, that Dae-ho is Gi-hun's father. I do hope that people who believe this are only doing so for the memes, but after seeing how confidently they defended those other theories, it wouldn't surprise me to hear some people believe this one too. If this were true, Dae-ho would have had Gi-hun when he was only around 5 years old. I mean, hey, maybe that's why he became the front man. You'd surely be in debt trying to raise your own child at that age. So there you have it, 10 of the stupidest theories. There are many more, but I think these are the ones that spark the most debate. And surprisingly, a lot of people believe them. What about you? Do you know of any other theories that people believe, even though you can't understand how they haven't realized how ridiculous they are? Let me know in the comments.